Hello and welcome to RERi PV Weekly with the latest news out of the photovoltaic market, summarized for you in cooperation with solarserver.com. Thanks for clicking in. It's by far the main topic this week, the punitive fees on imports of Chinese PV manufacturers. As a few weeks ago in the US, SolarWorld has now also filled in a complaint at the European Commission. The company raises dumping charges against Chinese PV manufacturers. Hence, the trade dispute could flare up between Europe and China, with far-reaching consequences as experts fear.
Already fees on PV cells produced in China, but this didn't contribute to the growth of the American market as hoped. On the contrary, Chinese producer would elude the punitive fees by using cells from Taiwan if punitive fees would be established all over the world. This would just lead to capacity bottlenecks, which would make the prices rise. This prevents the development of new markets, which currently benefit from the cheap prices.
Now the European Commission has 45 days to decide if it will conclude an investigation. The Chinese Ministry of Trade announced to initiate countermeasures if the claim of SolarWorld should get positive reactions by the European Commission. The suffering of this dispute could be mainly PV manufacturers with weak finances who already offer their products below the production costs.
This has already led to great losses and a couple of insolvencies. Companies with a weak finance don't really stand a chance to survive in the market. On the long term, PV producers will divide the market between themselves. Through this development, the end customer profits of lower costs, which would allow more new capacities and lead to more employment in the craft in the respective regions.
Meanwhile, the Chinese Ministry of Commerce has started an investigation about accusations of dumping against the US. The topic is to examine polysilicium exports from the US and Korea. For different polysilicium producers have claimed allegations, among them is LDK Solar. Closer informations are not known yet. Market insiders assume that US exports with an amount of $1 billion would be endangered if China establishes punitive fees on imports from the US. This week, the two leading US solar companies announced that they will be receiving investments from Credit Suisse for a total of $400 million. Credit Suisse has committed to a second $100 million round of investments in SolarCity Corporation's PV services to bring the total to $200 million. The financial services company has also committed $200 million to Sunrun Incorporated to support its solar power services offering. With the opening of Clean Energy Week 2012, Australia's largest event for the renewable energy and energy efficiency industries, Winaico from Germany announces the launch of Winaico Australia Limited. Sales and distribution centers now allow the solar industry in Australia and New Zealand to have direct access to Winaico's high-quality solar PV panels. NPD Solarbuzz in California has released a new report stating that 40% of PV projects currently underway in the US are less than 500 kilowatts in size. The United States Deal Tracker report provides comprehensive detail of commercial PV projects between 50 and 500 kilowatts, which are often overlooked as opportunities for downstream PV suppliers and installers. In total, more than 1,300 projects fall into this category with a cumulative PV generation of up to 200 megawatts. This week, ReneSola Limited announced that it has signed a sales agreement with Solargain PV Limited, a solar distributor in Australia. ReneSola will ship a total of 5.95 megawatts of its 250-watt high-efficiency Virtus solar PV modules directly to Solargain. Repower Port Augusta announced that the campaign to replace Port Augusta's aging coal-fired power plant with a concentrating solar power plant has received an overwhelming response from the community. Over the last 2 weeks, 4,053 local residents of Port Augusta have voted in support of solar thermal, while 43 voted for gas. Researchers at the University of California have developed a new transparent solar PV cell for building integration. The new solar cell will generate electricity while still allowing people to look outside. The new polymer solar cell produces energy by absorbing mainly infrared light, not visible light, making the cells nearly 70% transparent to the human eye. UCLA researchers made the device from a special PV plastic that converts infrared light into electrical current. Global Solar Energy Incorporated from Tucson announced that it has entered into partnerships with local Japanese companies to expand its presence in Japan's growing solar market. The company states that it has launched a new design of the PowerFlex BIPV system, which was adapted specifically for use on rooftops in Japan. The company's partners include CBC Co. Limited, Eco Holdings and the OG Corporation. As far as the news for this week, next Friday we will be back for you as usual on our website. If you are curious, please click in. Until then, have a nice time. See you and goodbye.